My show is called The Language of Tears because I'm fascinated with the idea that tears can express so many different things that we don't necessarily have words for. Tears are something that are completely human. It starts when we are born, at birth. Our first breath comes in the form of cries and tears. All the way through to when we're mourning the loss of somebody as they die. So the beginning and end of our life are kind of framed by tears, and in between we have tears of joy, tears of sadness, tears of frustration, tears of anger. I began drawing in October of 2013. I began just simply as something for myself. It became my daily meditation process. It was my way of, because I am bilingual and I've lived in several countries, it became my way of trying to express things that I wasn't sure which language to use. And so drawing things out became my way, a visual way of trying to express and cope with all of the different experiences I had of having been immersed in so many different cultures. I worked with 5 different indigenous cultures. I've worked with survivors of genocide. And I had a lot of thoughts and feelings and things that I wanted to express. And this kind of became my vehicle, my way of expressing what I wasn't even sure how to put into words. So it came out visually. The technique that I use, for me, it's an emptying out. I consider myself an intuitive artist. Some people say a visionary artist. So when I sit down to do art, it's actually my way of emptying myself out. I use cotton rag paper because I really I lived in a culture with lots of different textiles. When I was down in Guatemala, women wore their stories literally on their bodies as they wove. Things that had very meaningful symbols into what they were wearing on in their huipiles, their blouses. And so the only thing I do consciously is I take soft pastel, I pick the first color, and then from there, I don't let myself think. I just try to sort of respond and just let my hands just do whatever it is. So oftentimes I'm surprised when I finish a drawing. I had no idea that's what I needed to draw, and so it's just become this emptying out, this meditative, intuitive process of figuring out what's going on, what needs to be said. Sometimes it's what I need to tell myself. Sometimes it's what I feel like other people need to hear. Sometimes I can channel how someone else is feeling. I'll do a drawing, and at the end I'll say, oh, wow, this drawing's for so-and-so, without having known or without having sat down with that intention. So it's an emptying out as much as a filling up. At my show, because I believe very much in giving back, I am going to donate a percentage. 15% of my art sales will go to the Survivors of Torture Recovery Center, the STRC, here in Louisville, Kentucky. It's a group or an agency that's run through the Kent School of Social Work. They receive federal funding, and they provide mental health and other services to people who have survived torture in their home countries and who have come here seeking asylum or as refugees. And I believe strongly in their mission. I actually do volunteer translations with them. So 15% of my art sales, and then I also have a recently published poetry book, and I'm going to donate 50% of my poetry book sales. Again, thinking about the stories and that need to tell, that need to empty out oneself in order to fill it with hope, you know. So whenever I have shows, I always like to be able to give back to the community in some way, and I really feel strongly that we are a community that needs to support each other in whatever way we can. And if this is some gift that I've been given that I want to give, I'm going to use it to give back and try and reach people who need help, who might not otherwise have access to it.